Good day, loves. Good day.
Good morning. Yep.
Welcome to this moment. We are live on Instagram. Is this
YouTube.
in the way? No, it's not. Okay, cool.
No.
On YouTube and Facebook. Welcome back to the
Holistic Freedom Secrets Podcast. It's episode 32. I'm Coach Soul.
And I'm Coach Tensi. This is Tuesday, so that means it's Cleanse Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting into something pretty cool today. What's the topic for today, babe?
We're talking about cleaning your spaces. So your living space, your room, your house, your apartment, whatever. Your digital space, your people you follow on social media, pages you subscribe to, apps on your phone that you don't want to keep anymore, and your diet, which really means your kitchen, because what you're cleaning out
Like the pantry.
is your fridge, your pantry, and your cabinets.
Gotcha.
So before we get into that, like, subscribe, comment, and share this out. Notify it, hit the notifications so that you know when we're going live next, and keep up with the podcast as we're at episode 32.
What?
A lot of great information, a lot of good conversation, and a lot of room for building community. So go ahead and make sure you engage in the comments and like the video so that the algorithm knows that you like the content and you think other people might like it too.
Yes.
Now, what is the importance of cleaning your spaces? Well, for one, your spaces are a reflection of your internal environment, right? I talk a lot about internal environment, especially in regard to like manifestation and things, um, as well as meditation, because your internal environment, meaning your mental space, your emotional space, your emotional capacity, your bandwidth, these things are often disorganized in such a way that it leaves too much room for your physical spaces to also be the ones that you have control over, to also be disorganized. And when they're disorganized, it's harder to think, it's harder to gain clarity, it's harder to remain emotionally stable. And there's no reason to assume that real life involves clarity and stability to be hard to come by, right? Real life is not about that. This illusion that we put on life and this monetary system and all of the systems and the things and the distractions make it seem like real life should be, completely in disarray all the time, and that's what you have to do, and that's what working hard means. But
Just
all of that's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And real life is actually more so about discovery and exploration, fun, things like that. So, so we're talking about cleaning up our spaces.
Yeah, it's more fun when we don't have all of the chaos going on around us, and just like how it's more fun when we don't have all the chaos going on in our own minds and emotions and in our spirit, right? So that's why it's just so timely that we're talking about this. Yesterday we went through with B-Day the getting things done process. I'm reading that book now, almost done with it, and this is very much so in flow with that. It's also very much so in flow with actually setting up the home and your digital world, your physical space and your digital space, so that it can support you in actually reaching your goals. Because we are creatures of convenience, and when things are in our realm of focus. So when we see this pile of clothes over here, when we see, oh snap, the diaper genie needs to be emptied, when we see oh man, all these tabs that I left open of unfinished things, it creates um, this anxiety within us, or sometimes even
A
a
stress
numbness.
response.
Yeah, a stress response, whether it's fight, flight, or freeze, oftentimes. And one way to cut through that is to set up the space to make it super convenient to stay on track. And it's a part of systematizing our healthy habits. So, yeah, did you want to add on anything?
Not add on. I was thinking. So the first aspect that we should cover is probably just cleaning your space, your physical space that you have control of. So it could be, organizing your desk at work, as well as your room, as well as, the places in your living quarters, if you will, your place of abode that you have control of. And a great way to simplify that process is to go room by room, meaning to not try to do a full sweep all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not just talking about straightening up, we're talking about cleansing out, throwing things away that you don't use, giving things away that you don't need. Uh, this is like a one-time thing, and you go, or a one-time every now and again thing.
Yeah,
So it's a
like
cleanse. It's not,
annual.
yeah, it's not just cleaning your room or cleaning your space, but cleansing your room and cleansing your space. So a
Mm-hmm.
different concept, and basically going room by room simplifies that process. So you start off with a small room, like let's say your master bathroom, right? You go in your master bathroom, you look in the cabinet for all of the things that have just been sitting there for the last 5 years, take them out.
Look at the ingredient label. Like, is this something that's filled up with chemical names that I don't recognize? And if you don't recognize the names, then, do a quick Google search to see if it has any side effects. So the name of it and then side effects. And quick glance to see, hey, do I want this in my life? Still. Yeah.
Right. Um, your shower stall, your uh, all of the things in the bathroom, and just cleanse it out, and then clean it up when it's done being reorganized and whatnot. And then take a step back, think about it. Maybe you even want to replace the mats. Maybe the mats are 10 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just um, cleanse out everything that you don't want to just keep just the same out of convenience or laziness in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Then moving on to,
You're
okay,
good.
cool.
You're good.
I'm just making sure the Facebook little light is still on. Moving on to whether it may be the kitchen or the living room or the bedroom, and the same thing. You're cleansing out. You're not just cleaning up. Maybe your closet. You start with a closet, right? You go to your closet, and a good thing, like the way that Coach Tensi does it, is she'll take all of the clothes out of the closet and deal with the stuff that like shoes and things that aren't like the shirts, blouses, and pants first, and then she'll go through the shirts, blouses, and pants for giveaway pile versus keep pile, and then put things back in an organized way. And she even like color coordinates what's hanging up in the closet, and fold it up together every now and again. So very, very organized way. And then when she's done, it looks like a whole new closet. It almost looks like she has a new wardrobe, but she doesn't. She just cleansed out the things that she doesn't care to wear anymore, or doesn't don't fit right, whatever it is, right? Maybe
Yeah.
they're super old. And there's a giveaway pile and a keep pile, and the giveaway pile is never enormously huge, right? It's just the things that no longer are needed.
Yeah. A good resource for that piece is I watched the Netflix show Tidying Up by the little sweet Japanese lady, Marie. I forget her last name, but I think it begins with a K. So that's a good resource for tidying up in the home. having a methodology. She does certain rooms first, second, third, and last, or whatever, and that could be something fun to watch too, as a family if you're interested in a new show. But yeah, so tidying up, but also really the getting things done book, just to loop everything back in, because sustainability is about keeping it simple. The first thing, um,
Marie Kondo.
Marie Kondo, thank you. So the first thing to really keep in mind is that question in the back of your mind: hey, is this actionable? Do I need to do something about this? It could be like a random drawer in your bathroom where it's just like your junk drawer. It's like the miscellaneous stuff, and you can finally clear that out. And just clearing out that one drawer will bring some clarity into your mind. But yeah, so as you're going through these things in your home, as you're noticing stuff that needs to be acted on, maybe it's a piece of clothing that needs to be tailored or fixed, or it's like the stack of receipts that you never scanned in for your, bookkeeping or taxes, or it's the um, maybe it's in your kitchen and it's instead the old vegetable oils and the inflammatory oils that are still in your pantry, clearing those out. As you notice that, oh man, there's something I need to do for this. I don't necessarily have the time to do it right now, but you need to write it down. So log the things that still need to be done, the action steps. What would be the next action step? What are the things that need to be done? So there's a projects list that's just a list of things that take more than one action step to
Yeah.
do.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be super simple. It could be like, um, get groceries, but we know getting groceries involves several different actions. So you have to figure out what groceries you need to get, what do you already have in your pantry, versus what is remaining to get, and why do you need these things, and then going to the store. So that's multi-step. So that would be considered a project versus a next action, which is one single thing that you're doing, and that's it. So this will bring clarity so that you don't have to keep looking at the thing and wondering, oh my gosh, what was I going to do, and holding it all in your mind. Um, Instead, as you're going through the physical rooms, you can just bring a little notepad with you and a pen along with you, and just jot down, maybe even just on one page, you put projects list and the date, and then you just write down, clear out this junk drawer, take out the trash, all the stuff that, or maybe take out the trash is one step, but all the stuff that's multiple tiers, clean the toilet, whatever it is. And then the things that are like quick action steps, you can have a different page ready for that. Say if you see a random piece of paper and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with this? You can say file this file the schedule the appointment to change my tires, if it was like for a coupon for like a car repair shop or something like that. So
organizing your list of to-dos is a big part of cleansing your space as well. Also, I wanted to touch on organizing your storing items. So we all have different storing items, like bins. For instance, many of you don't know, but I draw. I can draw, and so here's a storing item, a little basket, and it's holding all of the Sharpies and some of the straight edges and erasers and whatnot that I use when I create visual art.
The art supplies.
So organizing your organizing your storing items. Your storing items, the items that help you store things together that are for the same, or similar projects. um, is a big part of cleansing your space, because going through a bunch of storing items that have things that work well together in them is a lot quicker and a lot more stress free than going through, you know, large stacks of paper that are, disorganized, or a very cluttered space with a whole lot of knickknacks just placed everywhere randomly.
Yeah. So those two resources are phenomenal when it comes to the step by step and the nitty gritties. But we're kind of given some high level things. When you're organizing, say, a list, you can jot down according to context. So in order to do this piece of the project or do this next natural step or this action step, um, you you need to have a different list maybe for stuff that you need to do on your phone versus on the computer versus just in the home or when you're out on errands, or if you have a office outside of your home, then the office.
Hmm.
So that can be really helpful too. So then you're taking everything that you need to do in your physical space out of the physical space and onto some tangible place, so that it's not going to be cluttering up your mind as you're trying to figure out how you're going to clean your space and begin to organize those aspects of your life.
Absolutely. Also, to maintain your space's cleanliness after they've been cleansed out. Um, and we didn't talk in specifics about the kitchen, but we have in previous cleanse episodes. So just watch those episodes. Um, Establish regular cleaning routines.
Mm,
So this will help maintain the cleanse after it's done. It's kind of like when you cleanse your body and then you maintain a clean eating routine.
yeah,
You maintain avoiding certain ingredients
yeah,
out of necessity, and all of this. Maintaining your space being organized by cleaning it regularly. So not cleansing it regularly, but cleaning it regularly is a good idea. So now let's move on and talk about cleansing your digital world. So cleansing your digital space, moving things around in your social media, your email, in a way that's helpful, useful, and you can maintain it. Um, One of the first things that I want to say about this is there are so many apps,
mm-hmm.
right, that are good
There's an
for
app for everything.
various social media, as well as um, connectivity, but between yourself and colleagues, or between yourself and friends, or both. That narrowing down the most useful apps for you is a good thing to do or keep in mind, and then uninstalling the apps that are not the most useful, because you know you might use them once or twice a year. You can always download them again, sign in again, and then there you go. You can use it for the once or twice a year, and then take it off of your phone. That way, it's not just there on the phone, catching your eye every time you're scrolling through your apps to see, to get to something specific, and potentially distracting you in times where you need your thoughts to be more organized. So, app deletion or app uninstallation is a very powerful tool in cleaning your digital space.
Yeah. Something that I'd add on to that is, especially for those of us that utilize things like Google Drive or Dropbox or some sort of file organizing cloud software, or if it's on your desktop or your phone or however you access it, is we probably have a lot of digital files, whether it's notes or, you know, any sort of form of media. It could be like in a voicemail or emails or all these places where there's all of these things that we know we need to do. Like maybe your email inbox is like hundreds, if not thousands, of emails in it that have not been read. And and we can also just begin to reflect on, okay, let me first get a handle on what all there is here to do. So maybe start with the most recent things, especially with emails, so that you can kind of get the conversation thread and get the whole gist of what's going on, and just begin to collect all the things that need to be seen, need to be acknowledged, need to be processed. And then once you are aware and it's all in kind of these specific spaces, hey, I need to clear out my email, hey, I need to um, uh, clear out or kind of reorganize, get some clarity on my Google Drive, for example. Then or in my phone, like the apps was a phenomenal example too, or just like the little to-do list that you put in your phone, little notes that you had in your phone of tasks to do, or even your calendar on your phone. It's or a computer. It's important to keep these spaces um, usable. And as soon as they're out of whack and they've gone astray for a while, we become numb to that, and things start to slip by, and then we're just putting out fires again and again and again. So a cool way to organize is keep in mind that simple thing of that first question: is this actionable? Is this not actionable? If it's actionable, then um, put it on a list, whether it's a projects list and a next steps list, or a list of stuff that you're waiting on someone else for. You can put it on a list, um, and that will just kind of help with the clarity. And for things, say you check in with yourself and you're like, yes, this is actionable. Okay, if it's actionable, then would this take me less than 2 minutes or 2 minutes to do? If it would, like maybe call the call to schedule an appointment with your doctor to get some testing done on your hormones. Maybe that might be helpful. Um, so that could be a less than 2 minute call. So maybe you could check that off the list, or make a grocery list. I mean,
What Coach
that could be
Tensi is
pretty
trying to say
quick.
is if you organize a list of tasks that pertain to cleansing or maybe just organizing some of your digital spaces, then you'll be more organized when you go to do those things versus haphazardly throughout the day trying to remember all of the things and do them all in one sweep, because that's not very easy to do.
Yeah.
So that's great. Also, unfollowing negative or unproductive social media accounts is a good thing to do.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Organizing your digital files, as she talked about, and deleting the emails that aren't needed, unsubscribing to a bunch of emails, and then just altogether um, building a routine around your digital spaces that involves limiting the unnecessary screen time. Very, very useful stuff. Next, I want to talk about cleaning your fridge and pantry, and then we'll get out of here. Um, so it's very, very important for a healthy lifestyle to regularly cleanse out your fridge and pantry. Your refrigerator may hold a lot of different things, like let's say sauces, um, uh, cream cheeses, spreads, you know, things that are good
Dairy.
complements, but we start to use them on a daily basis instead of just every now and again basis in their moderation. And every now and again, just take them and cleanse them out of your fridge so that you can get back to the things that you intentionally bought or that you intentionally buy that you want to stick to on a dietary level
Like that
for optimal
leftover
health.
milkshake from the work meeting that you had.
Yeah. Cleanse it out. Don't try and sip on that milkshake over and over again and just only take little increments of it. That's not necessarily going to help you out. And then same goes with your pantry. Going through your pantry, looking at the ingredients lists of what's in there, cleansing out the things that have just been in there for years and years and years, just sitting still, or if they are um, on the list of things that you got intentionally so that you can improve your dietary lifestyle, put them more to the front
Yeah.
and reorganize your pantry so that those things are in the front and you have no other choice but to touch them, to move them out the way if you go to get something else, so that you can remember them and put some kinesthetic energy into those items again.
Yeah.
And maybe, very soon you'll be inspired to go ahead and cook with them.
You can even start to switch containers that things are in, those healthy items, switch them from plastic to like glass jars, or and you can reuse old jars that you've had just for storage. Um, so that's something to consider as well, because the plastic, we know, it disrupts our hormones, and the toxins and the microplastics that get absorbed into the food. That happens whenever things are heated or cooled below a certain temperature. So when we put things in the fridge that are plastic, or the freezer, or even in the microwave, or we heat it up as some other way, boiling those like instant rice boiled bags in the plastic, that also gets into our system, and it disrupts the the natural process of balance, coming back to balance in our bodies.
Absolutely. So that's all we have for you today. And I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to episode 32 of the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast. Tomorrow we have a Fuel Day episode planned for you all. It's going to be packed with information that might be useful for fueling your body and your mind, as well as your spirit. Please please subscribe, please comment things that you take away, or your strategies for cleansing your uh, physical and digital spaces, and then in your kitchen. And notify yourself for next time that we're going live, so that you tell the algorithm you want to see more of this type of content.
And keep in mind that this is a step-by-step process, right? We're not going to get it all done in one swoop or in one day, because this is a lot, right? Especially if we have busy schedules already and we already have so much that's on our plate. So just take it one room at a time, one thing at a time. Just start with getting a reckoning, right? To see what needs to be done and jot those ideas down of the projects and of potential action steps related to the things.
And we'll see
Start
y'all
from there.
in the next one.
Sending love, always. You got this.